everyone! Okay, so today we're diving into something super exciting. Neon Genesis Evangelion. Do you know about Neon Genesis Evangelion? It's one of Japan's most iconic anime series, and it's loved by fans all over the world. These days, Japanese anime has captured the hearts of people everywhere, and Evangelion holds a truly special place in that history. In recent years, so many people have been visiting Japan to experience its unique culture. Anime, otaku culture, and cosplay are often at the top of their must-see lists. It's not an exaggeration to say that Neon Genesis Evangelion played a massive role in shaping these cultural movements. And here's something exciting: 2025 marks the 30th anniversary of Evangelion. In this video series, we'll take a deep dive into why Neon Genesis Evangelion became such a legendary anime. This is part 1 of a 3-part series, and I'm so excited to share this with you. Whether you're a longtime fan or hearing about Evangelion for the first time, I promise there's something here for everyone. By the end of this, I think you'll fall even more in love with Evangelion and Japan too. So, let's dive in! Neon Genesis Evangelion first aired on Japanese TV from October 4, 1995 to March 27, 1996. The series has a total of 26 episodes and was created by Hideaki Anno, who directed it and wrote most of its script. Today, Anno is celebrated as one of the most brilliant animation directors in the world. But did you know? When it first aired, Evangelion wasn't an instant hit. Back in the 90s, Japanese TV was filled with popular anime like Dragon Ball Z, Sailor Moon, Slam Dunk, Yu Yu Hakusho, and Rurouni Kenshin. Compared to those mega hits, Evangelion was relatively unknown. So how did it go from being under the radar to becoming a worldwide phenomenon? Let's dig deeper into the story behind its success. Chapter 1, Section 1. Neon Genesis Evangelion. Story structure. Original TV series, 26 episodes. 1997 movies. Death and Rebirth. The End of Evangelion, 1998. Death Through, a reedited version of the earlier movies. Rebuild of Evangelion movies. Evangelion 1.0, You Are Not Alone. Evangelion 2.0, You Cannot Advance. Evangelion 3.0, You Cannot Riddle. Evangelion 3.10, Press Upon a Time. You guys, this is crazy. The original TV series was truly groundbreaking. To give you an idea of just how impressive this was, the entire TV series, which is about 624 minutes long, was completed in just 6 months. That's incredibly fast for such a complex show. What made this even more remarkable was Hideaki Anno's approach to creating it. At the time, most anime relied heavily on toy companies as sponsors, who had a lot of control over the content. But Anno did something revolutionary. He completely removed sponsor interference, giving his creative team total freedom. This creative independence came with a price though. The weekly production schedule was incredibly demanding, and there just wasn't enough time to fully explain all the complex ideas in the story. This led to an ending that left many viewers puzzled and sparked intense debates across Japan. The debates and discussions around Evangelion's meaning actually helped it grow in popularity. When the final episode aired, Most viewers found it completely incomprehensible. This very incomprehensibility is what created the Evangelion movement. Immediately after the broadcast ended, criticism mounted because people couldn't understand what was supposed to be a children's anime. But when people don't understand something, they want to understand it. This naturally sparks curiosity. Evangelion was an extremely complex story, which only made people more curious. They really wanted to figure it out. Why did it become such a difficult anime to understand? There are two main reasons. First, groundbreaking ideas and expressions are often hard for general audiences to understand at first. Take Picasso, now world famous. His paintings weren't accepted until much later. Even the heliocentric theory took hundreds of years to gain general acceptance. It takes time for ordinary people to understand genius concepts. Second, there simply wasn't enough time to fully realize Evangelion's concept. Japanese animation runs on a weekly broadcast schedule. There wasn't enough airtime or production time to properly depict the story Hideaki Anno had envisioned. As a result, the series progressed to its final. Without providing viewers with all the information they needed to fully understand the story. While there was a lot of criticism after the final episode aired, discussions about understanding Evangelion gradually began. These discussions grew larger as time went on. All across Japan, people debated, how should we interpret Evangelion? It was like everyone had become researchers studying a complex theorem. The theatrical versions of Evangelion were created as if to give hints to these researchers. Two Evangelion films were released in 1997. In March, they released a movie that was a digest version of episodes from 1 to 24 with some story modifications. In July, they released a complete remake of episodes 25 and 26. The theatrical version of episodes 25 and 26 had a completely different ending from the TV series. And despite its title, The End of Evangelion, it left viewers with many mysteries unsolved. By this time, viewers had come to appreciate Hideaki Anno's unique vision, how the story progressed in ways they couldn't understand and ended with mysteries unsolved. They actually enjoyed having room for discussion after watching the work. Even after the theatrical run ended, discussions about the story continued across Japan. This is why Evangelion kept gaining new viewers even after the movies finished their theatrical runs. To meet this demand, Death and True was released in March 1998. This film was essentially a re-release of the 1997 movies without major changes. It's extremely unusual for a movie to be re-released in theaters with almost the same content just a year later. This shows just how much Evangelion had captivated Japan at the time. After the TV series final in March 1996, Evangelion had faced heavy criticism and was relatively unknown. But by March 1998, it had become an anime phenomenon that had all of Japan buzzing. This alone shows just how revolutionary Evangelion was. The Evangelion series released as 4 films from 2007 to 2021 kept the same core concept as the 1995 TV series, but told a completely different story. These 4 movies can be enjoyed as a single complete work. By this time, Evangelion had become a worldwide anime sensation, and I think many people became Evangelion fans starting with these movies. The total runtime of these 4 theatrical films is 456 minutes. Hideaki Anno spent about 16 years creating this animation. While there are some works that take over 10 years to complete, This is usually because of funding issues that halt production. With Evangelion's 4 films, there were no funding problems. It simply took 16 years to create. In that sense, it might have the longest actual production time of any animated work. The TV series, on the other hand, produced 624 minutes of animation in just 6 months. Comparing this with the movies really shows how the TV Evangelion didn't have enough time to fully realize Hideaki Anno's vision. Another noteworthy point is that from the start of the TV series in 1995 until the movie's conclusion in 2021, a span of 26 years, all Evangelion works were created under Hideaki Anno's vision. While there are many series that run for long periods, they usually involve multiple writers and directors. Evangelion was conceived and directed by Hideaki Anno from beginning to end. This is one reason why Anno is considered a unique anime director unlike any other. By the way, Anno has stated that there won't be any new Evangelion content, so we shouldn't expect any new works in the future. Chapter 1, Section 2, Neon Genesis Evangelion Story. The story setting Evangelion is set in 2015, 15 years after a catastrophic event known as the Second Impact wiped out half of humanity. But there's something really interesting about this setting that many people don't know about. Back in the 1990s, when Evangelion first aired, there was a lot of talk about Nostradamus' prophecies. Many people believed his prediction that the world would end in July 1999. Evangelion played into these fears by setting its apocalyptic event just after the turn of the millennium. The story reveals that the Second Impact was actually caused by mysterious beings trying to bring about humanity's extinction. To combat this threat, a secret organization called NERV develops special weapons called Evangelions, giant humanoid machines that can only be piloted by teenagers. Suddenly being attacked by mysterious enemies and having to fight back is a classic pattern in Japanese anime. Series like Space Battleship Yamato, Mobile Suit, Gundam, Dragon Ball, and Pretty Guardian Sailor Moon all follow the same type of story development. What makes Evangelion unique is how it takes this basic storyline and adds incredibly complex and realistic human relationships. Thank you so much for watching! There are many other reasons why Neon Genesis Evangelion fascinates people. Neon Genesis Evangelion is a revolutionary work that changes how we think about animation. This video is presented as a 3-part series. Please look forward to the second video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Service.